Okay, so today's two topics that we're going to be looking at is 2D trigonometry, and we're also going to be looking at a bit of stats. So I'm going to start us off with this particular question. It's a tough trig nut. It's a little bit difficult. Okay, we're not going to do question D because it's going to be very complicated, and if many of you don't understand where we're going with that question, it's going to be a bit out there. But we're going to do questions A, B, and C. But before we get started, we're going to read through the rules together. I'm going to give everybody 30 seconds to read through the rules. Oh, sorry, not the rules, the question. Please read through the question. And when you're done, I want you to pop the guy with the glasses emoji to make sure that you've read through the entire question. You've looked at the drawing, you understand what it is that they want from you in each of these questions. Drop that as soon as you've looked through the entire question. And I figured something was going to go wrong today because I don't have my camera here, which isn't great. Teacher Nels, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right. I'm not 100% sure what it is then. I'm sorry, Bunke. Maybe check your speaker settings. It might be speaker settings because I thought I'd be audible, but then I'm not using my normal camera today, so it might be that. All right. Thank you, Zane. Thank you, Zane. At least, yeah, I know that my voice is proper clear. All right, cool. All right, we're going to read through this question very quickly. It says here, given a triangle ABC with line FE parallel to line AB, and BE is 3 centimeters. And it says here, round off all your answers to 1 decimal place in this question. Now, there are a couple of things that we always need to think of as soon as they give us certain words, because we know for a fact that they don't just tell us these things just for decoration and jam. No, they're actually giving us instructions. So we need to remember to read through the instructions as we go. All right, first thing we're going to note is that they're telling us that we have been given a triangle. What do we know about triangles specifically? Anything, guys, pop it in the chat. What should we be thinking as soon as we hear triangle? What are the things that should be coming to mind? Good, Keegan, 180 degrees. Excellent. 180 degrees are the interior angles of a triangle. What kind of triangle have they given us here, though? What kind of triangle do we see? Good. Yes, we know that we need to have complementary angles to an extent. What kind of triangle have they given us exactly? Three-sided one. Yes, Keegan, I know it's three-sided, but they're being very nice. Yes, that's it, Abigail. Hello, Abigail. Beautiful. They've given us a right-angled triangle. Good. It's right-angled. And that helps us a lot because what do we know we can do with right-angled triangles? What are we already familiar with when we think of right-angled triangles? Good. There's a 90-degree angle somewhere. What kind of theorems and what kind of things can we use? Yes, Nhlanhla, that's it. We can use SOHCAHTOA. Good. That should come to our mind. And beautiful, Abigail. Pythag should also come to mind. Good, Pythag. So when we're looking at what the information that they've given us here, we need to just read it out and write down everything we think is going to come up before it does, to make sure that our brains are calibrated to the correct thing. Right, beautiful. Next thing it says is that line FE is parallel to AB. As soon as we hear parallel lines, what should we be thinking? Yes, Keegan, beautiful, good. We should think fun angles. Good. We remember our fun angles. What are our fun angles? We can't just be out here saying fun. I have a feeling some people don't quite know what we mean when we say fun angles. Good. Corresponding angles. Beautiful. Co-interior angles. And your alternate angles. Beautiful. Now, all of these things, they're going to come into play somehow, because they don't just give us this information for decoration, guys. We're going to use it to some extent. Now, if we look at our drawing, they also tell us in our drawing, we've got an alpha over here. I don't even think that's alpha. I think that's omega. Now, they've told us here that omega is 36 degrees. We know that F down over here is 31 degrees. And this Y over here is 47 degrees. And they tell us that the length of BE is 3 centimeters. All right. So we're going to go ahead and answer the following 3 questions. Question A, B, and C. Now, here's what we're going to do. Once we've answered all three of these questions, we are going to put an emoji in the chat, whatever emoji that we want, as soon as you're done. However, if you are stuck and you're not 100% sure, like, ma'am, me, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna wait. I want you to put that emoji of this, okay? But only if you've already tried the questions. You have to try something because we've been given some sort of information. Look at the information we've been given, try and tie it to what we've been given. And then once you feel comfortable, you can pop your favorite emoji in the chat if you think you found an answer, or if not, you can pop the question mark in the chat. All right, you guys have 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes while okay, the darky cell. Then there's 78 of you, so I don't know what we mean by little, but yeah, it is quite, it's a few compared to what we normally have. True. True. Okay, Jessica, think about what it is you would do if you had to think about how to answer A. Just think of all this information up here, this lovely information that we've been given here. Okay, think of how you can use some of this to get to the answer that we're looking for. All right, even if you don't get to the full answer, that's perfectly fine. We're going to take it a step at a time. I'm just going to add in here quickly my parallel lines. Trig doesn't have to be a friend, but he can't be an enemy. You must be like, yeah, I know that guy. I know him. I at least know who he is. You know, Trig, yeah, and I heard of that guy. You can't just be like, we are not friends. He can't be an enemy. We must at least know him, Nyana. Okay, 3 more minutes. Yes. Yes. Yes, Nhlakanipho. Trig knows you very well. Trig believes that you guys are best friends. I don't know why you're crying. Trig, when last time I checked with Trig, he said that you guys are best friends. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Hello, Mawande. Thank you, Tsepang. That's okay. That's okay, Jessica. We just need to get through it. I'm gonna suspect I'm gonna have a lot of question marks in this particular question. Yeah, and I'm noticing, hey teacher, now these are all complex procedure questions, but it's because it's 2D trig. It is because it's 2D trig. If it was normal, just trigonometry, we'd be easy. It would be nice. Sokato.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
Pythagoras. Yeah, but then.
Okay. And Pamela's like, I think I got A and B, Mara. To go is to see. Good. Watobians when there's no finance. Siamtana's like there isn't something missing. Not at all, Siamtana, and I'm going to show you why in just a little bit. Okay. That trig is not my mother. Who said that? Nakanya. Mem will be our Superman. Oh, guys, oh, I'm sorry, I can't be there for everybody. I'm my own Superman. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get into some of these questions because I feel like we're all dying inside. All right. So let's let you in on one very important secret, right? Whenever we know that we're going to have to use angles to some extent, right? We already know that we're going to have to use SOHCAHTOA. We're definitely going to have to use SOHCAHTOA, but SOHCAHTOA doesn't just come in any kind of triangle. What kind of triangle do we need in order to use SOHCAHTOA? What kind of triangle do we need? Correct. I'm assuming, Keegan, that RH means right hand. Yes, right angled triangle. Excellent. Now, we want the length of side FD. Now, somehow, we need to take FD and we need to connect it to some sort of right angled triangle. Which triangle can we look at that's going to give us what we want? We want the size of FD. Okay, good, excellent. And I'm seeing both, many of you saying both of these triangles, which is 100% on point, right? BFE is the first triangle that we're going to want to use because it has FD in it. BFE, triangle BFE. Good. Yes, Anotita, absolutely. I'm just going to explain something very quickly before we continue. And then we also have BED, because BED and BFD are the things that join FD to each other. So we're going to work in these two triangles, right? So Anutita is going to help us strategize how we're going to go about this. Anutita, what do you say?
Okay, so I've been blowing my head right now over this question. And now, how can I say this? I decided to use 10 for this thing, this triangle right here.
Beautiful, good. Because
so
actually what we're going to use.
I used my 3 centimeters from BE, and I used my angle F, which was 31 degrees.
Beautiful. Okay, so here's how we're going to put this. Here's how we're going to put it. We're first going to say in triangle BFE. Okay, so we can make sure we know exactly which triangle we're working in. In triangle BFE, you're going to look for the length of which side? Which side do you want?
I'm going to look for FE.
Good. We're going to look for the side FE, the whole side. Good. So you used tan. So you need to give me your formula there. What did you write down?
All right. Okay, so it's going to take a while for this. Okay, so we said tan 31 is equals to opposite, is equals to 3 centimeters over FE.
Good, FE, because tan is tall, right? Good.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Don't mind me explaining. I just want to make sure everybody who's listening in actually gets where you're going. All right, excellent. So what's our next step?
Then we multiply both sides by FE, so we can leave the 3 centimeters by itself.
Beautiful. FE.
FE.
Those two will cancel. So now I have FE tan 31 is equal to 3. Next.
Then we divide that by tan 31 on both sides.
Good. Excellent. Divide by tan 31.
I still have my SOHCAHTOA roots. Wow.
Good. Excellent. Good. So FE is going to equal to 3 over tan 31. What is our answer?
4.99.
Good. 4.99. But remember, this says we must round off to 1 decimal place in this question.
5.
So we're not going to make it 4.99. It's going to be 5. Exactly 5 on the dot. So FE is equal to 5. Beautifully done. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Then, now we've got FE. We know that FE is 5. We don't want FE. We want FD. So what's our next step?
So next we're going to look for length of DE using 10 again. Because using
good. So in triangle BDE, good. In triangle BDE, good. Give me the statement.
So we're gonna use 10. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. We're gonna use our y angle 1047.
Good.
Equals to our 3 centimeters over DE.
Over DE. Beautiful. And then we're just gonna do the same thing over. Yes.
Yep. Then we're just gonna multiply both sides by BDE.
Right, DE, good. Those two will cancel. And then
then we are going to divide both sides by 1047.
Good. Divide both sides by 1047. Divide by 1047. Good. So DE is equal to?
DE is equal to 3 over, okay, let me see that.
3 over 1047.
47. Okay, so can we say 2.8?
2.8, correct. So DE is equal to 2.8. Okay, great. So you've done half the work, right?
Yeah.
You've got the distance of FE and you've got the distance of DE. Now, how do we find the distance of FD?
Oh, well, so now we're going to use our FE and DE. We're going to subtract both of them and then we find our FD.
Beautiful. FE minus DE will equal to FD. Beautifully done. Good. So we're now going to get 5 minus 2.8. And that will give us 2.2. Anotida, like you deserve an award. You deserve an award because that was brilliantly done. Like on point 100%. Very well done.
The moment I saw the angles and the sides, the lengths, I immediately knew what to do.
You see, like, you know, when the math is mathing, you know, when the maths is just mathing, I love to see it. It's make sure. It's make sure, my guy. Well done. That was very, very done.
Thank you very much.
I thought I was going to have to carry Anotida, guys, but in Anotida we trust. In Ano we trust. Yes, you deserve a whoosh. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, give me a thumbs up in the chat if we 100% understand what Anotida has just done. Are we okay? Leah's like, yo, Anotida, if she could just steal your brain for a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, so I want you guys to see how Anotida is using the right-angled triangles to his advantage to get where he needs to go. All right, and that's the kind of logic we're going to be trying to look for when we answer for these questions. All right, let's have a look at A, and I mean B. Sorry, A was done so well. It's just like, oh, I almost said arrivederci. That's not the correct Italian word. I need to stop. It's not correct. Okay, now let's look at what Anotida's just done. I'm going to add in some of these sizes that he's given us here because he's really helped us out a lot. Okay, we know that DE is 2.8 and we know that FD is 2.2. Okay, and that's how much information we've gotten so far. Now it says find the length of EC, and I wonder if there's anybody else who'd like to venture on how we could possibly find the length of EC. Think of the way Anotida has just worked this whole thing by using triangle on top of triangle. Anybody got any idea? Think about it, peeps. Keegan is just like, no, we don't know. Okay, I'm seeing Anotida say opposite angles. Opposite angles, how? Make that make sense a little bit. MK says just arrived. It's Charlie. Okay. Leah says in triangle DEC. Okay. Correct. All right. So Leah's given us a hint. She's saying let's use triangle DEC. Right. Cool. Good. 10 of 90 isn't going to help us. 10 of 90 is undefined. It's one of those where you're not going to get an answer for 10 of 90. So we won't be able to do that. But I like what Leah has said. Leah has said, use the triangle DEC. Use the triangle DEC because we've got a bit of information about the triangle DEC, but we need to tie it all together. Rulani, what do you think?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, my sweetie. What's up?
Ma'am, I saw that we have the angle of E, which will be 90, and we also have the angle
Beautiful,
of
good.
D because
Uh,
of D, the whole angle of D, because we can see that it's a right angle triangle. It's 90, the right angle triangle for BDC. So it's going to be 90 minus 47, which is 43. So D is 43.
Okay.
90.
Okay, let's not make that mistake because I can see where you're going with it. You're saying that that is a 90-degree angle, therefore that is going to be 43, correct?
Yes.
Okay, but that's the one thing we haven't been told. Okay, we have not been told that. So we can't make that assumption. Okay, what I want you to think about, my sweetie, is the fact that they've told us that FE is parallel to AB, right? Think about that. Look at the parallel lines, right? And when we think about parallel lines, what kind of angles are we thinking of?
Alternative angles.
Correct. We're thinking of alternate angles, co-interior corresponding, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, if that line and that one are parallel, if the angle A over here is 36 degrees, which other angle is going to be 36?
The angle D, that other side.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's it over here, 36 degrees. There it is. Got it. All right,
Yes.
excellent. Now, if this side is 36 degrees, which other side is also going to be 36 degrees?
The D in the triangle EDC.
Beautiful. This one over here is also going to be 36. Why can we say that?
Vertically opposite angles are equal.
Wow, beautiful. That's it. Vertically opposite angles. And now you've brought us to the door of the promised land. Now you just need to walk us across. Okay, I'm being very metaphorical today. I don't know what's going on with me. All right, it's because I've been watching too many movies. Okay, all right, Rulani, great. Now we've got our triangle. We're going to work in triangle DEC. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
You with me? Okay, cool. What are we going to do with that information? Okay, I'm going to go.
Must I start with answering the four triangles angle or the trig ratios first?
You can do the trig ratios. Let's see.
Okay, so we have side opposite. We can use sin of E, opposite and adjacent to find. Oh, but they need EC.
So what do we have? Let's start with what we have. What do we have?
We
And
have
what do we
the
want?
2,8. We have
Correct. We've got DE. Good. And DE in respect to our angle. What is DE in respect to our angle? What side do we call DE?
Ma'am, for
The
what
what
angle?
side? Okay, if this is our angle 36 degrees, what do we call the side 2,8 in respect to our angle? It's the
Adjacent side.
beautiful. It's the adjacent side. Excellent. It's the adjacent. So we have our angle 36 degrees and we have our adjacent side. What side do we want?
Opposite, so we can use 10 of 36.
Beautifully done. That's it. We can use tan. Okay. Do you now want to give me that ratio? Let's put that ratio together. We're going to go tan of.
Okay, 10 of 36 is equal to opposite of adjacent. Opposite of adjacent is EC over 2,8.
Over 2,8. Good. Now we want to isolate EC. What do we need to do?
We can times by 2,8 on both sides.
Beautiful.
And then it will come
good.
On and then it's gonna be 2,8, 10 of 36 is equal to AC.
Good. EC is going to equal 2,8, 10 of 36, which is how much?
2,0, 1 decimal place.
Okay, good. 2,0, so we're just going to leave it at 2 centimeters. Rulani, you are like a whole genius. I don't know if people have told you, but next time they tell you that you're a genius, just say, I know, Teacher Coco told me, because I did that like just beautifully done, my student. Well done. Okay, like I said, guys, it's not that difficult. I don't think. We just need to think a little bit outside the box. Give me a thumbs up if you guys are with Rulani on this question. Give us a thumbs up. Now we can see. A second ago, we were all on some, you, ma'am, it's not make sure. But look at you guys just like killing it now, just doing the things. Keegan says, sorry, ma'am. Mom interrupted me. How did you get 36? Okay. First tell mom no interruptions. Okay, so we use the fact that here is our n for fun angles, alternate angles. So this angle here is 36 degrees, which means this one is also 36 degrees. And this angle that we wanted over here, this angle D over here, is also 36 because of vertically opposite angles. Okay. Somebody's asking me here, ma'am, can we use cos instead of tan? Unfortunately not, my sweetie, because cos would require us to have our hypotenuse. Because remember, cos is ka. We would need the hypotenuse. And unfortunately, we do not have that information right now. We can only use the information that we have. Okay. That's okay, MK. No worries. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, teacher Nels. You know what you know, but you don't know what you don't know. And that's the thing, Leah. You know a lot. You guys already know a lot. I think you guys are just like looking at it being like, this one is not for me. That time you've done this kind of maths with teacher Coco more than once. All right, okay. Here's your last challenge, everyone. Look at question C. Question C says, find the length of AD. Let's go have a look at AD. And Anotita's hand shot straight up because I feel like Anotita's already got the answer we want. I'm going to give Anotita, I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to wrap their heads around the question. So we don't just kind of like give them the answer. Let's give them some time to figure it out for themselves. And then I'll unmute you. Okay. Leah's also now in triangle ABD. Well, very interesting observation, Leah, but unfortunately, triangle ABD is not it's not a right angled triangle. It's not a 90-degree triangle. So let's look again. Let's think again. Siamtanda's got it. ABC, Rilani says ABC, Ntaganipo says ABC, Chefaro ABC, Waruna BAC. Yes, okay, now we're getting it. Now we're getting it. Now, what I want you guys to do is use all the information you've just accumulated, look at triangle ABC, look at what's happening inside the triangle, and see how it gets you to the thing that you want. You want AD. Okay. Unfortunately, Jessica, ADF is not really a triangle. And even if it was a triangle, if we close it up, it's not a right angled triangle. So that's not going to be able to help us. Okay, but let's look at what everybody else is saying about triangle ABC. And let's see if we can get where we need to go with this question. Teacher Nels, have you figured it out yet?
Yeah, kinda. But you still, I feel like you're still going to use EDC as well.
Yes, correct. We need both. We need both. But we don't want to give it away. We want you guys to figure that one out for yourself. Okay. Let's not give it away. We're going to use two triangles. But starting at the very beginning, yes, guys. Triangle ABC. You guys are on point. You're on point. Well done. I'm very proud of you guys. Like, you're just kind of like seeing it and just going with it. I love it. Love to see it, guys. You guys are doing great. Okay. I'm going to give you guys one more minute. One more minute, and then we're going to get into, okay, I'm going to open up a little bit more space. I feel like everybody's answered the other questions very, very well. Okay. I see, I'm trying to like analyze. It's one question, one calculation. I love the confidence. I love it. All right. Okay, that's time. I know, Tita, you're going to start us off. I want to see if there's anybody else who'd also like to raise their hand to kind of help us out here. I'm gonna let him do, a little bit of it. And I want to see if there's someone else who wants to finish up. All right, Anotita, start us off.
Prepared to do everything. But okay, fine. I'm not gonna be stingy for now. Anyways.
Okay. I see.
All right. So where do I start off? Should I start off with a small triangle, DEC, or should I start off with
Oh.
AC?
You can choose where you want to go with it, my guy.
All right. Okay, fine. So we're gonna look for AC.
Okay, cool. Let's look for AC. So we're going to triangle ABC. Triangle ABC. Excellent. Okay. What are we using?
We're gonna use our angle A, which is our 36 degrees, and we're gonna use our 3 centimeters.
Good. So we have
We're
36
gonna use our
degrees.
5
3
centimeters.
5 centimeters.
5
Yeah, I was about to say,
centimeters.
3,
Yeah.
not 3. Okay,
I
because the whole of
realized.
BC is 3 plus 2, which is 5 centimeters. Good. 5 centimeters. Good. And what do we want? At this case, we want AC, correct?
We want our
All right.
hypotenuse.
Okay. Carry on. Carry on, good
All
sir.
right. We're looking for a hypo.
Hypotenuse. Oh, I was like, hippopotamus. Does he mean Pythagoras? I don't understand. Okay.
I wanted to
got
say
you.
hippopotamus, and then I started playing with the word on purpose. Anyways, so we're gonna look for
okay.
hypotenuse, and
Yes,
we're gonna
good.
use our sine to find our hypotenuse.
Good. We're going to use sine because we have opposite. We have hypotenuse. Excellent. So give me a calculation or an equation.
So we're gonna use sine 36 is equals to our 5 over AC.
5 over AC. Good. Excellent. Next step.
Then after that, we're gonna multiply both sides by AC.
Good. And then next step.
And then we're gonna divide it by sine 36.
AC will equal to 5 over sine of 36. Good. Give me an answer.
8.5.
All right. 8.5 centimeters. Well done. Excellent.
That is how
Good.
it is.
All right. So we know that AC is now 8.5. Well done. But we don't want AC. We only want AD. So thank you, Anotita. I always knew I could trust in you. As the class has said, I'm going to ask somebody else to take it away from now, because you've done the hard part. You've done the hard part. The rest of it is the easy part now. All right. Who wants to finish up? I feel like we're finally getting it right. We've got the length of AC. We don't want AC. We only want AD. We only want AD. So what do we need to find? Yes, Boucher.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Boucher. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am. So right now, because Anotita has already figured out what our length for AC is, so now we're left with finding out what DC is. So we're going to use the small triangle DEC.
Good. Beautiful. Triangle DEC, correct. In triangle DEC. Take it away. Yeah.
So we've already got the angle EC, that side EC, which is 2 centimeters.
Good. So good. EC is 2 centimeters. Good.
We've
And
got the angle
what else
D,
do we
which
have?
is 36 degrees.
Good.
So now all
36
we need
degrees, so
to-
that makes it our opposite. Good. And we
And we
need to
want the-
find?
So that's DC.
Good. Correct, which is the hypotenuse. Beautiful. All right.
And
So which one are we going to use? Which ratio?
We're going to use sine again, ma'am.
Beautiful. Good. Go for it.
So sine 36 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse,
Which would be?
which would be 2 centimeters over DC.
Over DC. Beautiful. Excellent. Next step.
And then we're going to multiply DC to both sides.
Good. DC. And the next step?
We're going to divide 2 with sine 36.
Beautiful. Good. So I've now got DC is equal to 2 over sine of 36. Beautiful. Give me an answer.
It's 3,4, ma'am.
3,4. Ah. Yeah, divide both sides. Good. All right. So we've got 3,4. Good. Okay, you've given me part of the answer that I want. I've got 2 calculations now. I know that AC is 8,5. I know that DC is 3,4. What do I need to do with this information?
So you need to you need to subtract AC with DC, ma'am, to be able to get
Good. So we're going to go AC minus DC, and that will give us AD. Good. And how much will that give us?
That will give us 5,1 centimeters.
Beautifully. Like I'm gonna need to go to you guys because you guys are amazing at this whole thing. And you like I'm blown away. I'm literally blown away. Well done, Buhle. That was
Thank you, ma'am.
Anotida, Buhle, Rulani, Leah in the chat, Nkaganipo. I see guys, okay, let's do this because I have a feeling we were all scared at the beginning. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, I can't do this, ma'am. I don't know what just happened. 10 being, I could answer this in class. Me, I can get this. This one, I got it in the bag. I knew, I had a feeling a lot of the marks would have been 0 before we started this exercise. But look at some of you now. Those of you who are still at 1, guys, practice. Trust me, practice over and over and over. It's going to 7, Nyana. If you feel like we lost you, ask as many questions as you need. Okay, get into it. Practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes permanent. And yes, Kanya, I saw Kanya and Regan ask, yes, you could use Pythagoras to find the length of DC. You are more than welcome to use it. Stephen, what's up?
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, ma'am, what I did. Okay. So what I did basically is I started solving the whole triangle. So I used Anachita said, I used AB first. AB first. Then I was able to use Pythagoras because I was able to get the length of AB. Then I took the AB, subtracted by the BC.
Okay, I
Sorry,
see.
ma'am. It's
Okay,
just like
so
when it comes to, I'm very nervous. When it comes to explaining, I suck at explaining.
No, and you know what, as it's part of my job as a teacher to understand what you're saying. So what you're telling me is you got the length of AB, and because this is a right angle triangle, to find AC, you used Pythag. Yes?
Yes.
So we figured out this side first.
No.
Figured out this side first.
Yes, I figured out that side first.
And then you used this side squared plus this side squared to do Pythag on that one.
I'd say, okay, now I've got the way on explaining. Okay, what I did first, I found AB. And then after I got the measurement of BC, I already got that. So what I did is I took an angle, I think it's DEC. Then I used Pythag for that. After I used the Pythag for that, then basically I said, okay, after I found basically A, B, and B and BC, I used that basically. So I used Pythag for that to try solve the side.
Okay, great. And okay, so did you use Pythag to find both of them or just the long side AC? What about DC? How did you
just for the
look
long
for
side?
DC? You also solved for the long side.
For that, I also used Pythag. Yes.
And you could absolutely do that as well. 100%. You got the same answer, didn't you?
Thank you, ma'am.
Beautiful.
Yes, ma'am,
guys, different ways to skin a cat. But yes, somebody said I mustn't be skinning cats. It's just the same. It's just the same. But yes, there are many different ways to come at this questions. Okay. And just like Stephen, 100% get the same answer. As long as you're using sound mathematics, like don't make this up. Don't make it up as we go. All right. Okay. We're going to run out of time. So I want us to do a bit of stats. Okay. So we're going to start with question 13 and 14. They're quite easy. Very, very easy questions. And then after we answer these two, I'm going to move back up and we're all going to look at question 12 because it's quite the conundrum, like the book. Okay. Yeah. All right. So this first question is quite easy. So I'm gonna move up a little bit because they just want you guys to find the. Okay. All right. I think everybody's figured out question 13. It's quite nice and easy. Okay, yeah, Lutando's being super accurate by even finding the midpoint, which is excellent. But in this case, we can just when and how and how. Okay, I have many follow-up questions, but we'll get to that. Faith, Tisha Nels, can you help Faith a little bit with her screen? She says she can't see the question. Ah, I bet you did, Kanya. I bet you did. All right. Okay. Let's look at question 13 very quickly. It's very easy. Many of you have got the correct answer. It says here, the given distribution shows the number of runs scored by some top batsmen of the world in one-day international cricket matches, right? And it tells us how many times those, I almost said bowlers, those batsmen actually did this. You can tell that this is probably a world record because only one person is down here. So that's probably a world record by some cricket guys. I know nothing about cricket. If I thought I knew nothing about rugby, I lied. Cricket, I definitely know nothing. So don't ask me, I don't know. Okay, so the question over here says, find the mode of the data, right? Now, in this case, because we are using intervals, in this particular question, the question could have easily said, find the modal interval. Find the modal interval. All right. And the modal interval is going to be compared or is going to be looked at in the frequency part, right? We're going to look in the frequency part over here, and we're just going to look for the interval that has the highest frequency. And in this case, that would be that one. 18 batsmen managed to get between 4,000 to 5,000 runs. So the modal interval is 4,000 to 5,000. Now, and now I can't remember who put the answer in the chat, right? Somebody put 4,500 in the chat just now. And they did, that was an excellent answer, by the way, because that was correct. Lutando, yes, right. So when Lutando says 4,500, what Lutando's actually done is Lutando's gone and found the midpoint of our modal interval. So in order to find the midpoint between 4,000 and 5,000, we're going to take these two numbers, add them together, 4,000 plus 5,000, and we're going to divide by 2, because dividing by 2 is finding the halfway point. And you'll see that the halfway point that you get there is 4,500. So I'm pretty sure either one of these answers would be acceptable. 4,000 to 5,000 runs, or even if you said 4,500 runs, by looking for the midpoint, that also would be 100% on point. All right. All right. So that one was a pretty easy one. Let's look at number 14. Question 14 says here, in an apple orchard, the number of apples on 80 trees is as follows. Find the median of the data. All right. So who has an answer for me for this one, for the median of this particular set of data? Okay, Lucania says 100 to 120. I don't know whether it is actually 16, and we were going to look at that in just a bit. Okay, the median set of data, not quite. Anotida, yes, absolutely, you could try. That's okay, Antle, we're going to explain how we get to the answer. Okay, Anotida, do you want to raise a hand? All right, there we go. All right, what do you think? How are we going to figure this one out?
Whoa, okay. Let's see how I can do this now. Well, yeah, I know. Okay. Let's see what I can do here. Should we count like 1, 2, 3, 4? Should we add all those number of trees down there together and divide it by 2?
Not particularly, because it'll just tell us that there are 80 trees. We already know that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's do this rather, Anutidia. If we know that there are 80 trees, where would the median fall? At which tree?
at 80 trees.
Yeah,
The
if we have
median-
80 trees, what would the middle tree be? Where would the middle tree be?
Somewhere around, I think, 80 to 100 or 40 to
Okay.
40 to 60 maybe.
You have 80 rand. What is the
Yeah.
midpoint of your 80 rand?
Ooh,
What is half of your 80 rand?
half of my 80 is 40.
It's 40, right? So if I have
40 to
80
60.
trees,
Oh,
if I have 80 trees, right?
yeah.
And I want the
Yeah.
median, I'm looking for the 40th tree, correct?
Yes.
Correct. We're looking for the
Alright.
40th tree. Now, the easiest way to do that, and I can see people saying we need to rearrange, not in this particular case. We don't need to rearrange. Okay. So we're going to go look for the tree in the 40th position. Okay. Now, Anutida, this first interval over here, where they say the number of trees is 12, tells me that I'm looking at the tree between the 1st and the 12th position. Okay. Those are the trees between the 1st and the 12th position. Now, this 11 tells me that the 11 trees afterwards, what positions would these trees be in? The first one
11.
would be in the 13th position, right? Because this one ended on the 12th position. This one will be 13, and 11 trees later, which position would I be at?
To 24.
Correct, we'd be at the 24th position. Beautiful. So from the 13th to the not the 24th, the 23rd. So because 12 plus 11 is 23rd. All right.
Oh, that's
So we're
12?
at the 23rd position. Yes.
That's 13.
Right.
Oh,
Now we're at
okay.
23.
I see
Now
that.
these would be from the 24th up until the which interval?
34th.
Not 34th. We're adding 23 plus 14 would be 30.
Right, 23 plus 14 would be okay. What's wrong with my calculator? Plus 14, 37.
37, correct. It would be the 37th tree. And then from here to there, we would start at the 38th tree up until
38 plus, wait, from, okay. Now. 38 plus 2 to the, okay.
50. 37 plus 16.
54 or 53.
53, correct, to the 53rd tree. All right, so we both agree the 40th tree is right in between here, between the 38th and the 53rd tree. Correct?
Yes.
So what is the median number of apples?
100 to 120.
100 to 120. Okay. Which is where the 16 is. All right. Normally when we look for these numbers, what we need to do is we need to do the cumulative frequency because it's a lot easier to see. So this would be 12, and this would be 23, and this would be 37, 53, and you'd keep going, So the cumulative frequency, you'd be like, okay, I know that this only goes up to 37. So which means the 40th tree would be here. And that would help. Okay. But this is a pretty tough question. We don't really ask questions like these anymore, to be honest. Okay, I think this is more grade 9 work. They don't ask these kinds of questions again. Okay. All right.
Okay.
No worries. Thanks, Anutida. I'm going to try and explain this question again because everybody seems to be just as lost as I was when I had to figure this out. Okay. Thank you, Anutida.
Okay. Welcome.
Cool. All right. Okay. Let's think about this. This is what they're actually saying. Okay. This is what this question is actually saying. Right. So when they count, the reason we don't have to put these in ascending order is because they already are in ascending order. All right. Okay. They're already in ascending order. What they're saying here is of the 80 trees, the first 12 trees they counted only had apples between 40 and 60. So for the first 12 numbers, I maybe have 41, and then 41 again, and then 42, 43, 43, 45, 45, 46. But they are 12 of these numbers. There are 12 of them, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Up until the 12th number, they will all of those numbers will be in between 40 and 60. Give me a thumbs up if you all understand what I mean by that. Are we all in agreement with what Teacher Coco is saying here? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. Excellent, good, good. So from the 13th number, from the 13th value, all of those numbers, the next 11 numbers will be a number between 60 and 80. So I would have 61, and then 63, and then 63 again, and 64, and then 70, and then 71, and then 71 again. 11 of those numbers will be between 60 and 80, right? Give me a thumbs up again if that makes sense. Excellent, good. All right, now, I want you guys to remember, for me, when we calculate for the median, right? When we calculate for the median, we say we've got n plus 1 divided by 2. We know what our n is. The n is the number of values we have. And we know that the number of values we have is 80. So if we want to go and find the median, we're going to put 80 in there, right? We're going to use 80. We're going to put 80 in there. So we're going to go median is equal to 80 plus 1 divided by 2, which is equal to what? What is 80 plus 1 equal to? Cheers, Jessica. We'll see you on Wednesday. Correct. It's 40,5. It's 40,5. But remember what we said, guys. This 40,5 isn't actually the number we're looking for. What is this? What is this 40,5 supposed to be, actually? Our what? Good, Rulani. Beautiful. It's our position. It's the position. So we're looking for the position between the 40th and the 41st value, right? Between position 40 and position 41. Now, if we want to know where position 40 to 41 is, we would count along this line that we've just drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we'd keep going. And what we would find is that position 40 and 41 are two numbers in between 100 and 120. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. I'm hoping so. I tried to go very slowly. Okay. Excellent. Okay, and that's how we get to that number that we're looking at there. All right. Okay. It does get a little bit tricky. That's why I'm saying they hardly ask these kinds of questions in grade 10. Normally they just give you a range of numbers and they say find the median, which is better.